Australia deserved winners of the girls' side of the draw. One game remains. In glorious conditions, who will be crowned champions on the boys' side? Will New Zealand go back-to-back? Or will it be the year of the New Zealand Cavaliers? Dominant display, New Zealand in their semi-final. The Cavaliers getting enough done in the end to win through to the decider. And well, it's a who's who in this New Zealand lineup. Jai Tamati has been exceptional. Malona Kunawawe, as you would expect. Makawhale sent to the bin in his semi-final, came back to make amends. He'll lead a huge final here. As we look at the New Zealand Cavaliers, and Stanley Solomon has been outstanding amongst a whole host of fantastic players who deserve their place in the decider. He was big. Daniela Maiseri. Stanley Solomon gets the cup final underway here at King's College, climbing for it. Mosesi Mason, good take. It's loose, but it's with Makawhale. They touch them on Fale. The Fen, get out of the way, he says, so strong. Gets the ball away beautifully for cover. He's got Malona Kunawawe on the outside. Wild ball back in field. And some work to do for David Kama and the New Zealand Cavaliers, who look to try and split New Zealand on the counter-attack here. Ball away beautifully for Blakely, Marshall Blakely. The junior crusader trying to get something going for the New Zealand Cavs. But Maiseri sends it back to the instigator, Jai Tamati Kunawawe. Tomatene ranging wide as he does. We're going to pop the ball away beautifully, does it for Kunawawe. Got to watch him. Tomatene has got one player defending in the backfield. Gets around, come up. Joey Tomatene opens the account in the final for New Zealand.
Oh, wow. Take a breath, everybody. A long phase of pay. Straight away from kickoff, there was no stoppages. It was just all go back and forth. Ball exchanging possession a couple of times. But it was Joey Tomatene that broke the drought. And what a try as well. Well worked. There's some standout players already for this New Zealand team. You mentioned him a couple of times, Makawhale, such strength. But Joey Tomatene with the finish down the left-hand side. And what a final we're certainly in for. We'll take a look here. Just that big offload. Just such strength, and he's got such long limbs as well. He was able to just get that pass away and then also receives it. That's a good thing as well, as his ability to realign and make sure that he stays alive for his team.
He started it, Joey Tomatene, and he finished it. Outstanding work. Makawhale back to Tamati, streaking straight through. Joey Tamati needs no second invitation with space like that. Slice and dice, he has New Zealand second.
Oh, the Cavaliers just caught napping there, Jeff. They spilt the ball at the kickoff, and then quick to pounce on it were New Zealand, and it just opened up for him. Parted like the Red Sea. Clear runway. All he had to do was put on the afterburners, and he did exactly that.
Had an outstanding year out of Rotorua Boys High School. Had a look. Just saw a little half gap, which turned into a yawning gap, and he streaked away. Excellent start to the cup final. Kunawawe gets it pinpoint, batted backwards. Makawhale will go back. Tamate's there. And so I'll just try and set the play. Kunawawe has got for cover outside him, puts the step on. Stanley Solomon gets the ball away to Fale as well. Cover just falling on the 10. Desperate to try and get their hands on the ball here, but it's all New Zealand at the moment. They'll get an opportunity now, the New Zealand Cavaliers.
Yeah, real mistake coming in from New Zealand, but as you say, an opportunity now for the Cavaliers. It's been all go this game. It's been played at a tremendous pace, hasn't it, Jeff? And so they'll be wanting to just regather their thoughts. I mean, there's a huge blind to work with on this left-hand side, and we know just how quick Kama is, and we've seen him use the blind side, should I say.
Kama feeds. Have had no ball to work with. Look to really make some inroads for the first time through Pahulu inside of New Zealand's half, and they will. Streaking straight through, one to beat, gets round them, and it's going to get the New Zealand Cavaliers on the board. Siale Pahulu, big try in the cup final.
Huge try and an individual effort at that. It didn't really look like there was too much going on that right-hand side, and he just kept powering forward, looking at his options, and he made it look like he had so much time, Jeff, and that's a sign of a really good player, is that he wasn't frantic, he was in space, he was accelerating, looking at his options and picking the right directions to run through, and he's opened up the try-scoring account for the Cavaliers. And this is important too, because we've seen New Zealand, when they score a couple times early on in a game, a team just folds, they fall over because their confidence is shot, but that is certainly going to bring up the confidence here. This is what I mean, he was all the way out on that right edge, made it look like he had so much time and space, beat 3 defenders, accelerated and was looking ahead, saw the sweeper was there, made the decision to go in and out with that right foot step. Beat pretty much half the team, more than half, 5 players.
Well, Jai Tamati's usually doing that to the opposition. On that occasion, outstanding. Siale Pahulu on the board. Basin fires away to Fakava. He's there for Tamati again. Stanley Solomon trying to get up. Put a wee bit of pressure on. Kunawave. Malone Kunawave. Basin draws it up and just can't quite stick on the outside. There's a hand in there, and there's a card coming. Yep, deliberate, says the referee. So they're down to 6.
Well, sometimes it's so hard to keep your hands out of the cookie jar when you can see it right in front of you and it's in touching distance, and he knew straight away. He just put his head in his palm.
Marshall Blakely takes his seat as Jai Tamati will try and make them pay the full toll. Tamati gets round on the outside. And he's about to change gear. He won't need to because the referee's whistle's gone. Jai Tamati, a sound he didn't want to hear. And the flag is up on the near side, far side in fact. And so the Cavaliers are off the hook, Taylor.
Oh, all they needed was a little push just to push him over the sideline, and he did just that. It's a great last ditch attempt by the Cavaliers. I think it was Kama.
Kama sends it in, gets it back to off Simpson. And they win a penalty as well, so well, they get a yellow card, New Zealand, and it's Mosesi Basin who's going to have to take a breather. So 6v6. Intriguing end to this first half in the cup final. Cruz Simpson, shooter coming up quickly, and Maseri. Simpson gets it back, trying to split them. Simpson, he's got Kama in support. David Kama, follow on him. Player in support on the inside, he'll go himself. And David Kama.
Oh, it's a penalty try.
It is a penalty try. It's a high shot, and it's a penalty try, and they're down to 5. What a turnaround in this cup final. That's half time.
Well, it's 6 on 5. It's 6 on 5 at the moment because the Cavs have 1 in the bin and now New Zealand have 2. Oh my gosh, we're in for a big 7 minutes in the next half.
Gee, it all looked like it was heading one way. Jai Tamati was away, the flag was up, and New Zealand, 2 players in the bin. Penalty try. And what a finish to the first half here in the cup final at Kings.
And I think it's important to mention too that all 3 of those cards were justified and correct calls. There's no arguments about it. But we'll take a look at the first half highlights. And look, this was a good individual effort. He just is another person that looks like he's got a lot of time and space and a strong fin, long-ranging limbs. And then, man, just the pace of that man right there, Jai Tamati. We thought he was going to have a second try as well, but just put a foot out straight after this. And this is another really good individual effort. Loved seeing it from that man right there, Siale Pahulu. Beat 5 defenders to get that try. And as we saw the very last try in the end was a penalty try. Take a look at this. Fale, he gets up and he tackles around the neck. And so the rule is if there's an active foul play in the act of scoring a try, then it must be a penalty try and you have to yellow card that person, and there's nothing wrong with that call. It's a tough one to take for New Zealand, but it is the right call. So 14-12, New Zealand are going to start this half with 5 men. The Cavs will start with 6.
Fale carded in the semi-final, showing a yellow here in the cup final. 2 points the difference. As the crowd ain't going anywhere. Beautiful afternoon at King's College. Who takes the cup final here? Pahulu, the try scorer, putting some footwork on Tamatene. Lovely work, getting up inside the half. Laying it back as Cummers there. Gets it away to Solomon. Tracy toying with him, trying to split the gap. Good tackle, Malona Kunawave on Luca Tracy as Kama waits. Wide ball away, Rata Makene. And the New Zealand Cavaliers now again through Siali Paulu. Jai Tamati on the bigger man, good defence. Just survival mode at the moment with the advantage. Stanley Solomon. We know how good he is with his feet. Gets the ball away again. Siali Pahulu up inside of the 22. Desperate defence. Getting over the ball well, New Zealand. Joey Tamatene. And that's a big penalty, Taylor.
Oh, huge error from the Cavs. I mean, they've got the advantage. New Zealand only have 5 and they kept taking it into contact. They needed to find the space.
Kunawabe gets it away as New Zealand try and get out through the man with the 12 on his back, Golandal. And they'll just take all the time in the world. Do up his laces, Malona Kunawabe. Tamati spins it across. New Zealand, Fakava, little ball away, Tamatene. He's happy to soak up a bit of time here. Kunawabe can't leave the ball behind. He does. Hack through. Stanley Solomon. Oh dear. Off the hook again, New Zealand. As Joey Tamatene just hoofs it downtown at Kings. And says Cruz Simpson, run it back. So the Sacred Heart boy does. Big man tries to link up with Kama, and he does. He looks at the short side, David Kama. Going to take them on. 9 gone here in the cup final. Kama again. Little grubber along the ground looking for the bounce. It's there for Simpson. And the Cavs will take the lead in the final.
Oh, tell you what, Jeff, the indecision was painful by the Cavaliers. I mean, it was 5 guys on defence for New Zealand, and credit to them, they did fantastic to deny the Cavs a try for that long, and the ball was in play for such a long time that now everyone's back to 7. They didn't capitalise when they needed to. New Zealand, when they got that penalty, probably should have called for the scrum so that someone could come on. But in the end, they did score, and it was the number 15 and Cruz Simpson. But man, they made it hard for themselves. From side to side, I did question Kama putting that kick through because he made it a 50-50. You can see there, Tamati and him, and just the bounce for Cruz Simpson.
Great follow-up, Cruz Simpson, the man who ran it from the backfield. Three and a half remains. It's the New Zealand Cavaliers by 5 in the Cup final of 2023. Flung away by Luca Fuller. Jai Tamati. The King's College product on the park as New Zealand try and run it out from outside of their goal line. Jai Tamati is just swamped defensively, loses his shirt in the process. New Zealand have to get back here. And just in the nick of time too, as Fuller will go again. 3 minutes remain. New Zealand looking for something special. Gonna get it from Colindale. Players back. Mosesi Basin in support. Close to the far touch, gets up and goes again. Support there, looking for the counter ruck. The New Zealand Cavaliers, they do well. It's a fair contest in New Zealand, the penalty. Big, big moments in this final. Konawave, that's Salmon, he's had a big tournament. Full up, it's Salmon with him. Thought about the short ball, inside the 22 New Zealand. Jai Tamati! How many times have we seen that this weekend? Jai Tamati squares up the final.
Well, the Cavaliers are crying foul because someone was held back in that ruck. And it was missed by the referees. But eventually, New Zealand did score. The good continuity. We'll take a look on the replay once it does show. I think that's why there was a little bit of emotion there.
Massive kick for the try scorer. Oh, it's just away to the left. All on here, Taylor at Kings.
Yeah, if you take a look here, so in this ruck, they're saying that he was pulled in. Let's take a look. Yeah, he definitely was held back. Oh, very lucky to get away with that, New Zealand. But nonetheless, they played on. Jai Tamati, the benefactor.
Susie Basin looking to get up. Drew Simpson does a great job. Basin rides him to ground. Here they go again. There's Solomon. Just to set up Russell. New Zealand Cavaliers looking for some space down the right wing here. Good strength coming. Liam Sturm. 45 seconds remains. We'll go to extra time if we can't separate it. In regular kick coming. Stanley Solomon. Konawave, brilliant. Inside the 22 under immense pressure. As Levi Gwyn at ground for New Zealand. Nothing doing at the breakdown, says the referee. So Salmon gets the ball away to Basin. Mosesi Basin. Gwyn. Konawave. Basin, little step, defend. Hollandale taking the ground, players there, Simpson over the ball. But it's still there for Salmon, and New Zealand needs support and contact. Fished out again. Fuller taking them on, big contact coming in, and there's the penalty.
Well, discipline really needs to be in check here. We're into referees' time now. It's all tied up, and we've seen plenty of golden point matches here. This one could go there if they can't secure a try.
Here he goes, Maluna Kunawame! Streaking away! He's got Stanley Solomon to beat, and he will! That's the cup final for New Zealand.
I was expecting something really big and intricate, but all they needed was that man right there. Just his footwork and his acceleration and individual effort. He's asking for a sub. I don't think he realises that's probably the game. And he deserves it too. He deserves a rest. He's happy with himself. And why not?
The Kings of King's College in 2023. New Zealand go back-to-back at the Global Youth Sevens. A final that had everything. An outstanding effort by the New Zealand Cavaliers. But in the end, courtesy of a try to Malune Kunawave, this New Zealand side win the final 24-19 here at King's College in Otahuhu.
It's been a wonderful weekend, hasn't it? We've seen some incredibly skilled athletes in both the girls and boys division. But don't go anywhere, because right after this we've got the all-important trophy presentation as well as the naming of the tournament teams and the MVPs.